Hey on the construction family, welcome back to the channel for another video. I know many of our subscribers are currently undergoing a construction project, and as such we thought it fit to share with you 10 steps on how to budget for your construction project. So let's dive right in. Grab a sheet of paper, grab a pen or a pencil, and let's get started with step 1. Scope it out. Before you hammer a single nail, picture your dream project. Yeah, Bill. You make a backyard paradise with a pool and swing set and exercise area, basketball court, all of these things? Or are you constructing a tiny house or a reasonable mid-level kind of house? Whatever it is, knowing the scope of your project keeps your budget on target. Remember, every square foot, every fancy feature, every addition, every change adds to the eventual price tag. So, before you start anything at all, think about what it is that you intend to construct in the first place. Step 2. Hard costs versus soft costs. Now let's break this down on the construction family. Imagine your budget is a delicious piece of Jamaican jerk chicken. You buy it at Yellow Square in St. Thomas, or if you prefer, you bought it at Boston in Portland. The chicken itself, which amounts to materials, labor, equipment, those are your hard costs. But you need more in order to fill your tummy down. Sometimes a piece of chicken leg and thigh is just not sufficient. So therefore, what else do you need? You need permits, inspections, the architect fees to design that plan for you for the nice big house. That's the jerk sauce, the rice and the peas and some tossed salad. Or your soft costs. So that's the hard and the soft costs that I'm talking about. Every project will need both of these costs. So you have to account for them from the start. Step 3. Know the market. Right about now in Jamaica, things are going crazy in the world of construction. Tradesmen are demanding ridiculous amounts of monies. One of our subscribers indicated in one of our recent videos that some tradesmen, they charge you based on the amount of baby mothers that them have. That was an interesting take, but I honestly know nothing about our tradesmen and the mothers of their children, so I cannot comment and see. Because the reality is these prices that they are quoting are often pulled out of a hat, and when you ask them to break it down, they can't do so. So you cannot go into the construction process blindfolded. You have to research, dig into it, look around, check, call around, get quotes from contractors and suppliers, everybody who is related to the construction process. Look at historical data or check our videos and you'll see some costs dictated from the very start of our project, from the moment we dug the foundation all the way to electrical work. You'll see prices quoted for every single bit of work that we have done so far. So check those videos or check other historical data for similar projects in your area. Remember, the price of lumber, sand, steel, block, cement, all of these things can change faster than you saying boat on the track. Alright, about no oblique Seville or what's his name? Thompson? Yeah, that guy there. Tristan? Yes, Kishane Thompson. So factor in inflation as well when you are contemplating construction. Step 4. This step is a continuation of step number 3 or an extension of it. And this speaks to the labor of love or costs that construction is. Because skilled workers, as I mentioned earlier, do not come cheap. So we have to check into local wage rates for carpenters, masons, electrician. Remember, sir, you see for electrician right here, so I can link him. His number is always provided since he did our electrical work. We've had no challenges referring him or our plumber to you or subscribers. So as you check into the local wage rates for the various skilled workers, keep this in mind. The fancier you get, the more you will have to pay these different skilled workers. All right. This doesn't mean you shouldn't get fancy, just prepare to pay some fancy money as well. Step 5. Know the cost of building materials in your area and surrounding areas. This is pivotal to the construction process because without materials, you can hire the workers, but they can't do anything at all. And believe me when I say the cost of building materials will take up a significant portion of your budget. So if you are building or desire to build without the cost of materials in mind, believe me when I say the project are going to stall. I don't want that phone on the construction family. So before you start your project, check into the cost of materials. Something I have learned in our construction process is not to restrict yourself to the parish you are currently building in. Your parish may have the items at a way more expensive rate than another neighboring parish. Remember, under construction family, you have to pay for convenience. So the fact that it is close to you means they have transported that item or those items from a further distance closer to your construction site, and they want to make back some money. So shop around and see whether or not the cost of transportation to your construction site will be worth the expense of traveling to another parish to go and purchase your building materials. Step 6. Consider whether or not you require a building permit before you start your construction project. You do not want to start laying blocks only to find out that you needed a permit to even start building your fence. People have had to knock down their fences and their houses because of the lack of permits or the correct permits. So check into whether or not this is something that is necessary before you start doing your project. Research and budget for all the necessary approvals from the local parish council in your parish. Nobody wants a stop order interrupting the building process, don't it? That's a good vibes, man. You don't want to broken vibes when you build a house. Step 7. Set a budget. Some would expect this to be the first one, but how can you set a budget when you don't know what anything costs? It is better to research the cost of everything, and having found that out, go ahead with those things in mind to set your budget. Once this budget has been set, you are now going to have to look back on the scope of work, step number 1, and determine whether or not your dreams match your budget. And if your dreams do not match your budget, you now have to determine, what do you adjust? You adjust the budget to match the dreams, or the dreams to match the budget. I suppose this is why some people may say, let me budget for this first and then think about what I really want with the budget that I have. So the steps are not set in stone. You can contemplate what it is that is more important to you and arrange them in the order that you see fit. By the way, this is not our house. I visited a construction site in another parish and I had to capture some of this, especially the tiling work, since it differed so much from the work that our tiler did. These tiles are ceramic, ours were porcelain tiles, but they did the whole tiling process differently. But let's get back into the steps. We are at step number 8, financing. That is the next thing that you have to consider. Are you taking out a loan? If so, how much is the deposit? When does it need to be paid? What is the interest rate on this loan like? How long will it take for you to repay the loan? What does this mean as far as the interest rate is concerned? You have to contemplate all of these hidden fees when it comes on to financing your project. Of course, some people are able to afford this entire thing out of pocket. Just go and make some withdrawals. Big up on yourself, all of those people who can do that. One day we will get there, but for now we're moving on to step number 9. Have a contingency fund that is a backup of actual money that you can fall back on just in case. Because as you know, things rarely go exactly according to plan, especially in the construction world. So you need to have this backup just in case. I understand that not everyone will be able to think about this. Our realities are all different. But for those who can, those who have NHT money, for example, or a bank loan, put aside some of that money, put it somewhere safe, not in your house, under your mattress, in your dresser, or anything. No, none of them store there. Put it down somewhere safe, preferably in the bank, where you can then go fall back on it just in case something happens. Preferably about 15 to 20% of your budget. Yes, it's a whole heap of money, but just in case. Just in case, this will help you to weather any storm, like surprise material shortage, because you know that when things short, the price go up. Change of a tradesman. For example, we underwent that when we were dealing with our roof. We had to pay another person to complete the roof, having paid the first roof man to start it and bring it to where it was. We had to fall back on our contingency fund, right? Unexpected delays may happen, weather may happen, inflation is a daily reality in this country. So this contingency fund is there to catch those unforeseen costs and keep your project on track. And finally, step 10. Be a budget bloodhound. Listen to me, please. Don't let your budget become a mystery to you. Track every expense throughout the project, because this is how you're going to be able to keep on budget. Regularly compare the actual cost, the money where you actually spend, to what you budgeted for, and adjust as needed. Because we started a expense tracker throughout this whole construction process, we have been able to supply you with information on top of information over several months. It's not that we got everything perfect, but we want you to learn from our mistakes. We don't want you to make the same mistakes them way we make in our construction process. As you enjoy this view, I hope that these tips will prove helpful to you in your construction process. Until the next video, please stay safe, walk good, and God bless. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time around. Until then, bye.